Hello and welcome back. So there's been literally thousands of questions left on some of my previous videos. So much confusion still in the air about the stimulus checks, who receives it, who doesn't. So I wanted to make this video addressing all the most common questions asked on my videos that there wasn't already a good answer for. So I went through literally hundreds and hundreds of comments, found the correct answers, saw some funny comments. Apparently I look just like the pro wrestler Edge. I look like the guy from Supernatural. And my personal favorite, I look just like the unfrozen caveman lawyer, I guess. That one really made me laugh. So there's some funny comments out there too, as well as all the questions and things like that. Oh, and no, I will not be filming a stimulus video shirtless for those who have asked. All right, let's get right into it. I'm gonna go over a ton of questions, so make sure you watch the entire video just in case one of these applies to you. That way you'll know exactly what to do. One of the most common questions I get asked is from people who have a debit card that their tax refund goes on. Things like the Emerald card, the Direct Express card, the Turbo Debit Card. And they're asking, will the stimulus payment be deposited directly onto their debit card? And according to all the websites from these tax prep services, they're unsure whether this is going to go onto the card or not. But as of today, which is Monday, I know of 3 people who have received their deposit either on their Emerald card or their Turbo Debit Card. So it seems like the answer is yes, you will receive that deposit. If you haven't already, you can expect it on those, and it shouldn't require any action. So that's really good news. I'm glad that they got that figured out, because I know there's a lot up in the air, and like literally TurboTax didn't know until I guess now that people have received their debits. So the next question is, do you get the stimulus check if you owe back taxes? This is kind of an interesting one because I would think no, but you actually do. There's no indication currently that if you owe back taxes, you will not receive the check. So if you do, you will receive the stimulus check. That's kind of cool. If you have no income, are you eligible for the stimulus check? There is no minimum income threshold for the stimulus check. Even if you make $0, you qualify for the $1,200 payment. If you have not filed a recent tax return in the last couple of years, there is an IRS portal in which you can enter in your information and you can receive that payment electronically. So that's also really good news. If you're a single parent, how does it work? Single parents who file their taxes as the head of household have higher limits to qualify for payments than single people without kids. Single parents can make up to $112,500 and get the full $1,200 benefit, which is really cool. The system then works in the same way, with payments shrinking by $5 for every $100 you earn above that threshold, up to $136,500. You will also qualify for a $500 per dependent child that you have whose age is 16 or younger. So if they're 17, unfortunately, they don't qualify according to this guideline. And that's kind of a bummer for like college students or all the people who got claimed and they didn't realize. That brings me to another question. What if someone claims you as a dependent and you didn't know about it? Well, according to everything that I can find, you unfortunately will not be receiving the stimulus check. I hate giving that news to people because I want to be the guy to give good news and, you know, be the feel-good stimulus channel, but unfortunately, according to everything I can find, you will not receive that. Will you receive your stimulus check if you're an immigrant or on DACA status? You do not need to be an American citizen to qualify for the payments, but you do need a social security number. So immigrants with green cards or certain work visas, such as the H-1B visa, will qualify. DACA recipients are eligible for social security numbers, which will allow them to qualify for payments as well. Per the IRS guide, I'll just read this out, you'll be considered a U.S. resident for tax purposes if you meet the substantial presence test over the past calendar year. To meet this test, you must be physically present in the U.S. at least 31 days during the current year and 183 days during the 3-year period that includes the current year and 2 years immediately before that. So there's some stipulations there for the DACA status, but you are eligible if you meet those substantial presence test requirements. So that's very exciting for you. What if you're an American working abroad? Good news for you, you should still receive the payments as long as you have a social security number and file taxes in the U.S. That's really important, filing taxes in the U.S. for working abroad. Do college students get a stimulus check? You do, but not if anyone claims you as a dependent on your tax return. That goes also for like teenagers. If you're 17, 18 and you work a job and someone doesn't file you as a dependent, you will also receive that check. So good news for all of you working class teenagers out there. is the earning threshold measured by adjusted gross income. That is gross income minus deductions. The answer is yes. In order to find out what your adjusted gross income is, you go to box number 7 on a 1040 form, your tax form, and that will be your adjusted gross income. Now, before I get into the next one, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it so much. I work hard on these videos, and only about 5% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. Just subscribe to the darn channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click that button. All right, on to the next one. If my payment doesn't come soon, how can I be sure that it wasn't misdirected? According to the bill, you will get a paper notice in the mail no later than a few weeks after your payment had been dispersed. The notice will contain information about where the payment ended up and what form it was made. Also, within about a week or so, there's going to be a check my stimulus status option on the IRS website. It hasn't yet come out, so you'll be able to check if it was sent, if you didn't receive it, what's exactly going on there, if it's electronic payment. So that's also really exciting. I'm glad to see the IRS is really on top of most of these things and really hitting a lot of things before their expected deadlines. That's smart of them, you know, set the bar low and then exceed expectations. The IRS is learning. They're doing a little bit better than the SBA in that regard. Also, I want to clear up some confusion that I keep seeing in the comment section. There's an online portal currently on the IRS website for people who have not filed 2018 and 2019 taxes in order to register for the stimulus check. This is not the same as people who have filed taxes but don't receive it electronically. There will be a different portal that's expected to release on this Friday. It may release sooner. If it's released by the time of this video, I'm doing the best I can, folks. But I don't want you to use the wrong portal. On that other portal, it tells you explicitly, do not use this portal if you're one of these groups. Basically, if you file taxes, you're gonna receive the payment, so don't worry. I know inaction is sometimes scary. You're sitting there like, I wanna get my stimulus check, what do I need to do to get it faster? Really, all there is right now is patience. And also, don't fall into any of the scams that are like, receive your stimulus check sooner, enter in your information here. Those are scams. There's no way to receive it sooner. The IRS is going as fast as they possibly can. If you're going to receive a paper check, they're going to send it as fast as they can basically cut checks and make it happen, which is looking like several months if you do it that way. They don't want to send out all these checks either, so that's why they're going to have that online portal, and I'll let you guys know once that is actually active and you can register, but don't worry, you will receive your check. I know some people have already received them. They're rolling out. I think they have something like 60 million direct deposits to make, so we're all going to have to be a little bit patient about receiving these, but you will receive them if you're eligible. All right, moving on. Do Social Security recipients receive the stimulus check? Yes. Do Social Security disability insurance recipients receive the check? Yes. Do senior citizens who receive Social Security and SSDI payments receive the stimulus check? Yes. And individuals with $0 of income are eligible for the rebate so long as they're not a dependent of another taxpayer and have a workable Social Security number. One stipulation that might be a little bit tough for some people, someone asked me if homeless people will receive the stimulus payment. The answer is yes, you are eligible. The issue with homeless people is if the IRS doesn't have an eligible bank account to send this to or an eligible address to send this payment to, it's going to be really tough for them to send the payment. I know in 2008 and 2009 when they did the stimulus during the last economic crash, there was millions of homeless people who did not receive their stimulus checks simply because the IRS didn't have a location to send their check to. If you are in one of those groups, make sure once the portal comes out that the IRS has the ability to send you the check, because if they have the ability, they will send you the check regardless of income. So make sure you can get what's yours, basically. Veterans on disability also qualify for the stimulus check. That's very exciting. And also military members do qualify for the stimulus check as long as your adjusted gross income is below the threshold level, which is to be expected, but I just wanted to clear the air on all these questions. Hopefully, you know, I'm sure on this video there's going to be a million more questions, and I don't mind answering all of them that I can. I'm sure I'm going to see some more funny comments as well. I appreciate those as well. Those are always fun to read. Until next time, please like this video. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. It helps me out. And also, again, don't forget to subscribe. I know I'm harp on this, but I would really appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.